So, hi, thank you for watching. I have been thinking about various videos that I want to do. I really am still planning on, at some point, getting one of those coffee bags from work to bring home and make a video with, because I really do. Every time I get coffee at work and have to actually make coffee, which happens far too often, really wish people would refill the coffee machine when they finish it. But every time I have to make a coffee, I actually sit there and play with the bag for a bit, because I really do enjoy the sound that it makes. So that's one video that I am planning on making at some point. I am also thinking about that trans/hypnotism video. I used to actually be really engaged with, like I really enjoyed the double trans thing. I remember there was at one point one of my friends, my fraternity brother, had me go into, I think it was his psychology class, and put his class in a trance one time when I was really involved in just listening to vocal patterns and how to put someone in a trance and just the various patterns that you can do. But I haven't really looked into the whole trance hypnotism thing, aside from listening to all the videos that I can find that really work for me. Man, it looks really big. Yes, lost my train of thought. Anyway, but that's something else I've been thinking about doing. But I really did enjoy reading last night, and what I would like to do, regardless, I want to say irregardless, because irregardless is actually my favorite word ever, for the sole purpose that irregardless is, okay, let me, okay, so the reason why I like irregardless so much is because it makes absolutely no sense, but my sole contention with the word is that it's an actual word. So just Merriam-Webster's website, definition of irregardless, non-standard regardless, usage discussion of irregardless. Irregardless originated in dialectical American speech in the early 20th century. Its fairly widespread use in speech called it to the attention of usage commentators as early as 1927. The most frequently repeated remark about it is that there is no such word. There is such a word, however. It is still used primarily in speech, although it can be found from time to time in edited prose. Its reputation has not risen over the years, and it is still a long way from general acceptance. Use regardless instead. So, I love that word. I don't know if it's odd that I love a word or not, but I love that word purely because my entire argument or contention, my entire stance on the word is only that it is a word. So I love using it, and then somebody's like, there's no such word as irregardless, and I'm like, and I just point them to this because it's the best thing about this definition, and I'm just on Merriam-Webster.com, but the best thing about this definition is the fact that it says the most frequently repeated remark about it is that there is no such word. I just love it. I completely lost my train of thought right there. I really, really did. That's really, really sad. I don't know. I really enjoyed reading last night. Yes, so regardless of the other video ideas that I have, what I would really like to do is just like sort of the Let's Read series where, you know, accepting whether or not something else said last night, I really enjoy David Weber. He's my favorite author. And his Honor Harrington series is my favorite series from him. And if anybody's curious, my second favorite author is Stephen Erickson and his books, The Malice Had Fallen. And then Ellie Moniston Jr.'s Recluse series is probably up there as well. Ellie Moniston Jr. I would actually honestly probably give it to Moniston Jr. as my second favorite author because I like a lot of his stuff, especially the Recluse series. If people enjoy me reading, I would, once I finished with this, or maybe sometime in blah blah blah, I would probably look into the Recluse series and start reading that one as well, because I really do like it. In fact, the whole order and chaos thing and really affected, because I read it when I was growing up, and it really affected just how I look at things and balance and stuff like that. Anyway, train of thought aside. So, I found on Basilisk Station, which is the first of the Honor Harrington series by David Weber. So, what I would like to do is basically just read the prologue tonight, but I'm going to read it as a whisper. And then, hopefully, if you can let me know whether or not you prefer me reading in, like, if you prefer me reading in like a whisper, or whether or not you prefer me reading in my actual voice. So, on Basilisk Station, Prologue. The ticking of the conference room's antique clock was deafening as the hereditary president of the People's Republic of Haven stared at his military cabinet. The Secretary of the Economy looked away uncomfortably, but the Secretary of War and her uniformed subordinates were almost defiant. "Are you serious?" President Harris demanded. "I'm afraid so," Secretary Frankel said unhappily. He shuffled through his memo chips and made himself meet the president's eyes. "The last 3 quarters all confirmed the projection," said. He glowered sideways at his military colleague. "It's the naval budget. We can't keep adding ships this way without, if we don't keep adding them," Elaine Dumarest broke in sharply, "the wheels come off. We're writing a neo-tiger, Mr. President. At least a third of the occupied planets still have crackpot liberation groups, and even if they didn't, everyone on our borders is arming to the teeth. It's only a matter of time until one of them jumps us." "I think you're overreacting, Elaine," Ronald Bergen put in. The Secretary for Foreign Affairs rubbed his pencil-thin mustache and frowned at her. "Certainly they're arming. I would be too in their place, but none of them are strong enough to take us now." "Perhaps not just now," Admiral Parnell said bleakly, "but if we get tied down elsewhere, or any large-scale revolt breaks out, some of them are going to be tempted into trying a smash and grab. That's why we need more ships. And, with all due respect to Mr. Frankel," the CEO added, "it's not sounding particularly respectful. It isn't the fleet budget that's breaking the bank. It's the increases in the basic living stipend. We've got to tell the duelists that any trough has a bottom, and get them to stop swirling long enough to get our feet back under us. If we could just get those useless drones off our backs, even for a few years." "Oh, that's a wonderful idea," Frankel snarled. "Those BLS increases are all that's keeping the mob in check. They supported the wars to support their standing or living, and if we don't, that's enough." President Harris slammed his hand down on the table and glared at them all in a shocked silence. He let the stillness linger a moment, then leaned back and sighed. "We're not going to achieve anything by calling names and pointing fingers," he said more mildly. "Let's face it, the Duquesne's plan hasn't proved the answer we thought it would." "I have to disagree, Mr. President," Dumarest said. "The basic plan remains sound, and it's not as if we have any other choice now. We simply failed to make sufficient allowance for the expenses involved, and for the revenue it would generate," Frankel added in a gloomy tone. "There's a limit to how hard we can squeeze the planetary economics, but without more income, we can't maintain our BLS expenditures and produce a military powerful enough to hold what we've got." "How much time do we have?" Harris asked. "I can't say for certain. I can paper over the cracks for a while, maybe even maintain a facade of affluence by robbing Peter to pay Paul, but unless the spending curves change radically, or we secure a major new source of revenue, It was her turn to smile grimly. I suppose we've taught them too well. Maybe we have, Parnell said, but there's an answer to that. Eyes turned to him and he shrugged. Knock them off now. If we take out the remaining military powers on our frontiers, we can probably cut back to something more like peacekeeping postures of our own. Jesus, Admiral, Bergen snorted. First you tell us we can't hold what we've got without spending ourselves into exhaustion, and now you want to kick off a whole new series of wars. Talk about the mysteries of the military mind. Hold on a minute, Ron, Harris murmured. He cocked his head at the Admiral. Could you pull it off, Amos? I believe so, Parnell replied more cautiously. The problem would be timing. He touched a button and a hollow map glowed to life above the table. The swollen sphere of the People's Republic crowded its northeastern quadrant. He gestured at a rash of amber and red star systems close to the south and west. There's no multi-system powers closer than the Anderman Empire, he pointed out. Most of the single-system governments are strictly small change. We could blow out any one of them with a single task force, despite their armament programs. What makes them dangerous is the probability that they'll get organized as a unit if we give them time. Harris nodded thoughtfully, but reached out and touched one of the beads of light that glowed a dangerous blood red. And Manticore, he asked. That's the Joker and the Dak, Parnell agreed. They're big enough to give us a fight, assuming they've got the guts for it. So why not avoid them? Or at least leave them for last, Bergen asked. Their domestic parties are badly divided over what to do about us. Could we chop up the other small fry first? We'd be in worse shape if we did, Frankel objected. He touched a button of his own, and 2/3 of the amber lights on Parnell's map turned a sickly gray-green. Each of those systems is almost as far in the hole economically as we are, he pointed out. They'll actually cost us money to take over, and others are barely break-even propositions. The systems we really need are further south, down towards the Arrow 1 junction, or over in the Silesian Confederacy to the west. Then why not grab them straight off, Harris asked. Because Arrow 1 has virtual league membership, Mr. President, Dumarest replied, and going south might convince the league we're threatening its territory. That could be a bad idea. Heads nodded around the table. The Solarian League had the wealthiest, most powerful economy in the known galaxy, but its foreign and military policies were the product of so many compromises that they virtually did not exist, and no one in this room wanted to irritate the sleeping giant into evolving ones that did. So we can't go south, Dumarest went on, but going west instead brings us right back to Manticore. Why? Frankel asked. We could take Silesia without ever coming within 100 light years of Manticore. Just cut right above them and leave them alone. Oh, Parnell challenged. And what about the Manticore wormhole junction? Its basilisk terminus would be right in our path. We'd almost have to take it just to protect our flank, and even if we didn't, the Royal Manticoran Navy would see the implications once we started expanding around their northern frontier. They'd have no choice but to stop us. We couldn't get a deal with them, Frankel asked Bergen, and the Foreign Secretary shrugged. The Manticoran Liberal Party couldn't find its ass with both hands where foreign policy is concerned, and the progressives would probably dicker, but they aren't in control. The centrists and the Crown Loyalists are. They hate our guts, and Elizabeth III hates us even more than they do. Even if the liberals and progressive could turn the government out, the Crown would never negotiate with us. Frankel plucked at his lip, then sighed. Too bad, because there's another point. We're in bad enough shape for foreign exchange, and 3/4 of our foreign trade moves to the Manticoran Junction. If they close it against us, it'll add months to travel times and costs. Tell me about it, Parnell said sourly. That damn junction gives their navy an avenue right into the middle of the Republic through the Travel Star terminus. But if we knocked them out, then we'd hold the junction, Dumarest murmured. Think what that would do for our economy. Frankel looked up, eyes glowing with sudden avarice, for the junction gave the kingdom of Manticore a gross system product 78% that of Sol System itself. Harris noticed his expression and gave a small, ugly smile. All right, let's look into it. We're in trouble, and we know it. We have to keep expanding. Manticore is in the way, and taking it would give our economy a hefty shot in the arm. The problem is what we do about it. Manticore or not, Parnell said thoughtfully, we have to pinch out these problem spots to the southwest. He gestured at the systems Frankel had dyed gray-green. It Let me get with my staff, he repeated, especially with naval intelligence. I've got an idea, but I need to work on it. He cocked his head. I can probably have a report one way or the other for you in about a month. Will that be acceptable? Entirely, Admiral Heyla said, and enjoy